Welcome back to the kitchen table of divine wisdom. I am Jan. This is the Just Jan show, and it's where we highlight women who are impelled, feel compelled. Is impelled a word? Compelled to be in their passion and to bring that something that has been within them, to bring it out into the world. And it is actually fueled by passion. I wrote a book, Passion Heals. This book is called Passion Healed Me. And many of you are spiritually awakening, and there's so many questions. And this is actually a journal. And every day I would wake up and say, who am I? What am I here for? I decided to let go of all the roles, all the labels that I had of myself. And it became a very, very deep journey. And now I have the privilege of meeting and working with and collaborating with other women.
Yay, thanks for letting me out of timeout back here.
You have a nice style about you.
Thank you.
The first time I met you, didn't I even say, there's something about your eyes. Yeah, you're present. You're present with people.
Yeah.
She sees people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So people want to know, I have you here on this show.
This is my first time being on a show.
It is.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about it. And she's my tech helper. She makes everything work for this show. Thank you, Lynne.
You're welcome.
Very gifted. Maybe we should start there. These gifts that you have of helping the terminally right-brained artistic types like me, you not only understand us, but you give us foundation that enables us to be successful. When did you realize this was like your calling?
It's kind of always been there somehow. To help people I've always been to help fix stuff or make it work better, figure out how it works, and I've got a background in engineering, and all of that is all about customer service. And you know, some guys would come in, it's like, I'm here to beat John Wayne and save the day, like they know everything. But I would go in and actually talk to the people that really work on this stuff. Like, what is working, what's not working, and how do you think it's supposed to work? How did it used to work?
You actually listen.
I actually listen.
I think you are what I call a perfect blend of the feminine, present, heart open and listening, and then you're single focusedly fix it.
Yeah, don't get in my way.
Well, we're not perfect, are we?
No, we're not.
We're not. And we all have our path. But I do see that right now there is, and I often use this, there are a group of people who are holding different nodes, and so many of these creative, artistic women bringing lots of femininity can just be like a wave, like a bowling alley with no sides. You make it possible for the message to get out there through technology. And I just am so thankful and so amazed for that. What do you see your role as? I see this all expanding exponentially.
I do too. And how exactly that's going to unfold, I'm not sure. But right now, as I work primarily with women and with some men, but that the ones that are awake and aware, and to help them take their message and get it grounded and focused, like get it out. Some of them know that and have that part already, and then it's actually to help them implement it in a way that works best for where they're at now and where they want to go in the future.
And your sensitivity allows you to say it in such a way that I have found that I feel safe in stepping out and doing things that I hadn't really done before, or I see a whole new vista, but you help us do it in baby steps.
Yeah, and I help them do it help you do it in baby steps, because if you try and do it all at once, it's like the kid trying to learn how to stand, and they get to the middle of the floor, great, and then they stand in the middle of the floor and they go, crap, I'm standing, right, and then they fall.
Yes.
And so you have to build that foundation, one thing on top of another, to build your proficiency and your comfort level, and then you can grow. Because as you grow with that facility, then you'll understand how all those pieces fit together yourself and be able to see it for yourself to help somebody else implement it for you.
And we are forming an infrastructure, a tribe of women moving out into media. And so by having you, as I call the linchpin, the go-to person, we don't have to reinvent the wheel ourselves all the time. And what's amazing about you is you'll drop a little statement and you'll see that I need something that I didn't even know I needed.
That's the fun part.
Yeah, yes. You laugh at me, don't you? In between.
I laugh at all my clients equally.
Sense of humor.
It's like you'll come to me, or other people come to me, they've got these wonderful ideas, but because of my vast experience in this industry for over 7 years, my vast experience in engineering and doing different customer sites and just all the stuff I had to build and create, is that I see parts that you can't see.
You see the whole working thing.
The whole thing.
Yes.
And that was what was brilliant. I'm getting to see it again now. Like when I was working on the high-tech equipment, is I could see into the equipment how it functioned, how it worked, where the signals went. And so when it wasn't doing that, that would help me figure out where to go to fix it.
Wonderful.
And lead my teams to fix it or design a new fix. So when I'm working with people, it brings that same thing in, right?
And I love how you said we don't know where it's going, because all of us on the team need our readiness and proficiency and mastery and confidence, and then we create the next step. But I'll tell you what I see is creating more of our own networks, completely uncontrolled, and where we are speaking in such a vibration of truth that it is compelling to the listeners and for people, so that we have a sense of new sovereign leadership. And the minute I met you, I saw you being the shepherd, the tech shepherd. That's a good one. That's a good one.
It's funny, yeah, it's funny you say that. I used to have like this vision of me like guiding or leading a bunch of people or children or whatever. Like, this is the way, let's go.
Yeah, we need that. We need those signals, those train signals. And wait a minute, did I hear that you are now an author yourself? All right.
I am.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear about it. Yes.
So I'm in a book series a friend of mine, Tamara Patzer, did. And she calls me up and says, "You want to be in this?" And I'm like, yeah. And so this is the cover. It's called Women Innovators, Leaders, Makers, and Givers. And I think she's like 7 or 8 volumes. They're all international bestsellers.
Oh my.
And I'm in volume number 3. And then what I talk about the most is one of my passions is I see so many women, especially entrepreneurs, somehow get ripped off or taken advantage of by their web guys and their tech people.
Oh, yes.
Locked out of their systems or whatever, is to help you learn enough about your stuff so you can do it if you need to, and then you can talk intelligently to these people you need to hire and hire the right ones. Because it's like, my thing is, it's your business. You need to own your own property. It means you own your own web hosting account, you own your own domains. This free domain stuff isn't free, so you gotta manage that. But they don't know.
Well, that's exactly why we trust you.
Yeah.
And there is a lot of entrepreneurial, spiritual ripoff.
And regular ripoff. Oh my God, I've got a buddy, it's like we all joke, because if we weren't honest, we'd be rich, so.
I love that. So tell us more of different things that are going on in your life. Maybe you'll take off your hat and you'll share about something special that happened recently. Except the glitter, we want to see that glitter. Can you see that glitter?
It's like glitter all over the place. We'll talk more about the glitter in a little bit, but you were there. You helped me do this. So it was about a year and a half ago, we had a ceremony, because I had decided that enough was enough with certain things in my life, and I felt like it was, all those memories and experiences were stored in my hair somehow. It's kind of started out as a joke at a table in Berkeley, but then it became a real thing when my friend Mary Lou said, "Come and do it on my stage." That was to shave my head, to let all of this stuff go. And
it was huge.
It was huge. And we created it as a ceremony at the Speak Your Truth event that Mary Lou has. And Jan was there. She was a critical piece to that. And we created this whole ceremony. where I shared some very deep personal truths of mine, and I shared some very deep personal truths of mine, and as they did that, they would cut off my locks, and then at the end, and Jan would take them as Mary cut them and put them very graciously in a box. And then they brought out the razor, and then everybody like went nuts and stood up. And I remember I had one friend I could see straight back, and it's the only one I could see. And as she saw them pull out the razor to shave my head, I watched her eyes get really big and her jaw drop, and just went in complete slow motion. So it was so fun. But afterwards, it was just so freeing for me, and then just the feedback I got from everybody in the audience, it just really set them up that, to really do things and be the things that are right and true for them, and just to go out and do what they need to do to be and speak their own truth.
And by doing this ritual, you let go of so much publicly that you made space within yourself.
Yeah.
How is your life different with that new space?
I've got new levels, like way up leveled the people that are showing up in my life and the type of clients that I'm showing up. I've got a lot of more grounded in peace and centeredness within me. So when I can go out and speak about it or whatever. I think the funnest part was right after I did it. It was like, it's all new, right, for me. And I go to the Parliament of World Religion happened to be in Salt Lake City. It was a miracle that I got to go there, but then I'm in 10,000 people. And wherever I went, they recognized me because I was an MC for one of the things there. So anybody that was in there, they saw me. 10,000 people, I had people waving at me.
Well, your new empowerment haircut,
my new
obviously,
right?
made you distinctive.
And then, and one of the guys there had asked me, so how many times do you get to do that talk? I shaved my head. I said, I'm hoping to only do it once. But it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot, so there's like, everybody has stuff around their hair.
Yeah, oh yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I've been dealing with my own stuff around not having hair. And what do I see in the mirror? I get friends tell me, oh, it looks great, you wear it really well. And then there's other times where I look in the mirror, I'm like, ugh. It's like, I have my own, And it's like, it's really, for me, it's just become an expression of me to be able to be me and own my truth. Every day, everywhere I go. People tell me they can really see me now, they can see my eyes, and, some days my head gets cold and I wear a hat. Sometimes it just sweats all the time and I wear a hat.
What I've noticed is you've come out of any hiding.
Yeah.
And you're just so present, and your eyes are even more connected with other people. There's nothing in the way. And a lot of times women's hair, moving,
that was a big part
everything,
of it.
It's a prop.
Yeah.
You got rid of your props. Now you're authentically you present.
Yeah, that was a big part for me too. Thanks for reminding me, is that I'm good at hiding. And people go, why don't you just get a makeover, or why don't you just cut it really short? And I knew that unless it was all gone, the day after I'd go back to being the hiding person.
So you got rid of it, and then you put glitter on it. Now this is your new look. You can't go back.
I know, right?
We love you shedding glitter everywhere.
I'll still shed, if I have hair, I'll still find a way to shed glitter. But the glitter just became, it was an accident, and then it just stuck.
Yeah,
so
the glitter stuck. I love it.
So now I have glitter wherever I go. If you find me, it's probably in my purse, and I do glitter anointings for people to empower whatever they say they want, and they love it. And
then you are just the perfect combination of stabilizing, success-oriented, not just for yourself, but for this whole team of aspiring new feminine leadership. And I love how you honor ritual. And we're coming to the close of this part of the interview. So what are you looking for? More clients? Do you want people to buy your book? Tell people how they can contact you and be part of your life.
Great. So you can contact me at lynnesagen.com. That's my website. It's usually in some form of redesigned because I'm working on everybody else's, but that's where you'll find me. And I'm on Facebook all the time too. So what am I working on and looking for? I'm looking for more places to go out and speak. So I can go speak about what especially women entrepreneurs need to know and how to be empowered themselves with their business around their technology.
Yes, she's an excellent speaker, and really her dry humor is fabulous. Really, Lynne.
Thank you. And and I love working with people a lot one-on-one to help them learn and understand what they want.
Yes.
And so, ideally, it's like, whether it's a one session or, a series of sessions to get through a project, that I'm there with you as your safety net. The one that can, you can do it yourself if you want. I'll work with you, I'll work with your team, but just the one person that's going to hold that space, so what you want to put out there in the world is going to happen.
She does hold that space, and she is just one of a kind and a miracle worker with people like me. Thank you, Lynne Sagen, for being on the Just Jan show today, and we'll have you back again soon.
Good, thank you. I've enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jan.
Namaste.
Namaste.
It was just a blink, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It went so fast. You did great. You did really great. Do you feel that you have a message that you want to share with the world, but you feel like your voice is not being heard? We are here to help. We are SOAR with Sacred Circles, TV shows, radio shows, and workshops. We have created a special place for you to connect and find your voice in empowered community. Connect with us at soundandlighthealingarts.com. In this beautiful story scenario, and we are expanding the scope of the Just Jan show here big time, but there's magical things happening in the infrastructure as we are transitioning from the old to the new. Lynne Sagen and Barbara Amelia Schaefer-Ferdner. Please tell them the story. That I can't wait to hear the details.
I'm in the hot seat when they start, so you can
Well,
start.
thank you, Jan. And Jan's work is all about speaking up, speaking your truth, right? And so this is a big step for me and Lynne to speak to the world, and I'm recording about this experience. So I had been going to England to study to be a light body surgeon. And I was taking some advanced classes last October, and I was guided to go to Stonehenge. My friends always, And, so we're going to go, right? Go and have a day and have a little picnic, not knowing, all right? So I go with another light body surgeon, and we just get this feeling. Everything's just going really magical, like getting in and no lines, and it just felt
Orchestrated.
It felt orchestrated. It really did, right? No traffic.
No.
Exactly. So we get there, and
I love it.
look at her, and she looks at me, and she goes, "We're supposed to do something here today." I go, "Yeah, but I don't know what we're supposed to do." And we had in that course had learned this one practice of DNA surgery, and it's basically clearing off the funk and the crud off of your DNA, right? So that you can shine all those sparkly brilliances that you have. So we're like, I don't know, being very human, right? So we go to this one spot and we kind of look at each other, and we can tell both of us feel like we need to just stand there for a bit. So we stand there for a bit. And if you're familiar with Stonehenge, it's a circular thing with these stones, and then there's some clearing in the middle, and then there's a stone, actually kind of looks like where that Buddha is off of the distance of the circle. So we stand here for a bit. Okay. And then I feel this energy coming, like when I'm working, this energy that came through me, out my heart chakra, down into the center of Stonehenge. And I didn't quite know what it was, but I could see and feel these crystals. And it was like they were in the center of the earth, but I'd never known about these or heard about them or connected with them. I don't know. Okay, and I could see crud falling off these crystals. Like just think if they were barnacles all over these crystals. Okay.
Like in your mind's eye.
In my mind's eye, yeah. And my friend goes, "Did you see that?" I go, "Yeah." And so she says, "Did you see those big hunks coming off?" Like, okay, woo-wee-woo. So then we go to the next spot, which is right about here. Interesting. Right up here. And my friend turns to me, and I get this feeling that Lynne's there. our Lynne.
Interesting.
I was here in the Buddha Gallery.
Yeah, so I get this feeling. So I'm here, my friend is there, and then we get this feeling that Lynne is like right about there. And I didn't say anything to my friend. My friend says, "There's somebody else here. Do you know who that is?" And I go, "Yeah, it's Lynne."
This is like the night of the museum.
I know.
Time and space are morphing.
Exactly. So my friend and I stand there for a bit, and it's interesting. I mean, the place is crowded, and we have some space between us and like the little barrier, but nobody walks in front of us. They all walk behind us. And we can feel this essence of Lynne in the middle, and then behind us, the essence of thousands of light beings. We could just feel it. And like you could see it in our mind's eye, right? And you might be getting chills as we're telling the story,
She
right?
said that.
So I say to my friend, "Just a sec, I gotta send a message to Lynne." So I get on
You're
Facebook.
sleeping upstairs in the couch at the Buddha Gallery.
Now I don't know that she's sleeping upstairs in the Buddha Gallery. I send a message to Lynne, and I say, "Lynne, what kind of dreams did you have last night?" And in comes Lynne.
And in comes Lynne. So I spent the night in the Buddha Gallery because I was here supporting Jan's event last fall. And I was clear for months before I came for that weekend that I was coming for an upgrade. Little did I know. And even that night, you know, they were all out, and I came back a little early, and all the seats were set up in a circle with all the Buddhas around. And so I had my practice speaking gig from my heart with all the Buddhas in the chairs with whoever was sitting there I couldn't see with my natural eyes. And I go to bed and I have this dream. It's a very ethereal dream, and I'm going to meet Barbara with my computer monitor in my hand, and the screen is all green with
Couldn't
these
make this
black
stuff up.
letters, right? And I get to meet her, and she's with somebody else, and I'm like here for an upgrade. She goes, "Well, that's great. We've got lots of work to do. Are you here to help us?" And there's just all these peoples around, and then I end up helping and teaching them. Then the next day I get this message from her.
That we had the same experience.
We had the same experience.
But Lynne was there.
You know what I think is, here's the regular Earth environment, and we're kind of moving up into some new realms of connection, doing work to help heal the Earth. So it makes perfect sense
Yeah.
in our unrational minds.
Right. So then Lynne's describing to me this screen that she's looking at. And my friend is actually quite, both of us are trained in Akashic Records and soul contracts, which are stored in Akashic Records. And some people believe that our Akashic Records are connected to, held in Stonehenge. Okay, and others feel and believe that Stonehenge is a bit of a satellite dish to the other realities. Well, I didn't know that. I just knew Stonehenge was a cool place I wanted to go to, right? So Lynne says, starts talking about the little tablet, and I don't know, somehow we came to, I said, "You know,"
Emerald tablet.
yes.
Oh my goodness.
But you didn't tell me that first.
I didn't. Well, I wanted
Halls
to
of
be
the
yours.
Menti in Egypt.
That's what she told me was the halls of Amente. So I go look up the halls of Amente, and then I see the green tablets, and I freak out, and I threw my phone across the room. I'm like, no, I'm not ready for that.
It's too much.
So that was one of those things where your brain, your mind does not want to believe this.
Yeah, because it's too woo.
It's too woo.
Yeah.
But you have all this serendipity and all this synchronicity.
That's our spiritual path.
Yes.
Then you believe it, and you go, if I believe this, then the regular life doesn't mean
Exactly.
mean
So
much.
then my friend and I, I mean, again, we don't have Lynne involved at that time because she's sleeping. She hasn't texted us back. And we go to the other side of Stonehenge. We stand there, do a little bit of work, and then we go to that one stone, sort of that, I'm going to call it a satellite stone. And we stand there with the satellite stone, and both of us chant to the satellite stone.
Oh, beautiful.
And again, we could literally see the barnacles of crust, whatever that was, falling off this stone. So, pretty magical experience. We don't quite know what it's all about. I also then later started hearing things and then learning about these people feeling like there were these, I'm going to call them tunnels of energy that go to various portals. And we know that the
Inner
Buddha-
earth.
Yes.
In the earth, okay.
And that this crystalline structure being the heart center of the planet and is then connected energetically through these energetic tunnels. And it felt like, and Lynn's got chills here, so we know it's truth, right? It felt after seeing that and hearing that it was an energetic tunnel to here at the Buddha Gallery.
Oh my goodness.
And so then getting to be here this weekend, where this weekend is another portal opening, the 19th, 20th, and 21st. And you were saying...
They say Nevada City, Edgar Casey said, is one of the first cities of light, which means people holding a high vibration are emerging a new consciousness on Earth. So it makes perfect sense.
So then I love this other story. I didn't know that Lynn was into glitter.
I wore it for years.
Okay? And I go into this little shop. I'm not into wearing glitter.
I love
But I go into the shop and I have to buy this fairy glitter. I buy it. It's still in Glastonbury. And I buy it and I forget all about it. Until recently I was cleaning out my bookshelf just 2 days ago before Lynn's going to come visit. And I went, oh my word. I didn't even know that I was buying this for Lynn.
Oh, how sweet. And I think the point of this story is Spirit is working through us in mysterious ways, bringing puzzle pieces together, and someday we will all meet up and say, oh my God,
Yes.
we were just on a big adventure to realign Earth and all of her people to something of a brighter nature. And so I'm glad you shared this story.
Thank you.
This is part of the journey. And again, we have to pinch ourselves because sometimes it doesn't match every day. But who wants to match every day?
Right.
Yeah, we have the permission and the safety here to talk about things that are expanded and out of the box. You know why? Because we don't want to be isolated. We want to feel sane and safe in our spiritual awakening, and it's so fun, isn't it? Yeah, connecting these dots.
And especially to have the support, people you
yes.
feel safe with. And
Yes.
thank you, because one of my big things is helping women embody their light so that they can shine the power of their truth and live heaven on earth. And so this was another step for both me and Lynn to be able to do that with
Yes.
you today and all of your
Just
people.
let me out of the box.
And to step out. Well, we all want to be let out of the box. And in my book, the journal that I wrote the first 3 years of my spiritual awakening, I'm like, is this happening? Could this be true? And finally, I had to get over it. And I tell people, I am not a regular human being. And neither are you if you're watching this. And these divine beings here, we're all waking up together. Let's make the journey joyful and passionate. Thank you so much, ladies,
Thank
for
you.
joining me. What will my sisters say?
Okay,
That's
you have
the
your
litmus
friends.
test,
You have
you know.
your friends. But we said it authentically. I think that's the difference. is
Yeah,
that,
we shared it. We shared it
authentically
from our
about-
hearts. It's true. And we
Okay,
say,
this is just
yeah,
you.
it's new for us too.
Exactly.
And I know Giovanni's still rolling this, and that's important
that's fine.
because this is all part of it.
Right.
A part of it. Yeah. Now we eat chocolate. We can go up and make some pizza.
Well, and I had told a few people individually, and that recently at the event that I was at, and the gal said, "Oh my gosh, Barbara, you have to tell the world about this." I'm like, "Why do I tell the world about this?"
And
We
who-
go to 140 countries. I'll tell you why. Because I'll get an email or a call from a woman in India saying, I am an attorney, and suddenly I'm supposed to be healing and doing Reiki, and everybody thinks I'm going crazy. I go, sister, you are not going crazy. You are on the team. You are a messenger, and it's time for you to find your circle. Because we can't all be going crazy.
No.
No, we're bringing something new that is a bit uncomfortable at first to ourselves. But when we sit and we connect our stories and put the puzzle pieces together, we're like, oh, hell yes.
Well,
Yeah.
like you were, what you share, which is about speaking up and speaking out and speaking your truth, right? That also part of me, right? And I'll speak for Lynn a little bit here. Part of me speaking to a video camera, and who the heck is going to see this, is shining the power of my truth.
Yeah. Well, thanks, ladies.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Fabulous. Can't wait to see what's next.